Okay, let's get started to record the YouTube movie. Dhawal, thank you for coming today on my YouTube channel.
Hi, Taisho. Good morning. Great to
Morning.
meet you. Thank you so much. How are you? How are you this morning?
I'm very, very fine, and I look forward to talking with you. So yesterday, a little bit, I cannot sleep.
Great. Why so?
Yeah, are you fine?
I'm absolutely good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So for the first time, Tawal, before asking some question, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much, Taisho, for having me over. And hello, everyone. I am on this podcast today with Taisho. I am Dhawal Phadke from India. I am the co-founder and CEO of this brand called FoodYoga. I have been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, so me along with my co-founder Prasoon, we are building this brand in the US, helping yoga enthusiasts with the right post-yoga nutrition. So happy to chat more about this on this podcast. And thank you so much once again, Taisho.
Okay, thank you, Tawal. Thank you for quick introduction. It's very intriguing for me. You have already experienced 10 years as an entrepreneur, but all 10 years, did you proceed this process? You are co-founder.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a pretty large brand in India called Satviko.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been into food space since the very beginning of my entrepreneurial journey.
Mm-hmm.
And we have built a large uh, brand in India in the healthy snacking space itself.
Healthy
And
snack. Okay.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and over the period, we realized that there is also a larger opportunity in the US market, and that's how we landed up here.
Okay, makes sense. But for the first time, I guess you studied your business in India. Um, when did you start to try to enter US market?
So, our journey in the US market first time started in 2021. It was the
2021.
time,
Okay.
yeah, this was during COVID. And it was
Yeah, a
about,
little bit stopped to try to enter US market. Is it right in this situation, COVID situation?
yeah, actually, that was an interesting time. The reason being, people were getting a lot more conscious about what they were putting in their body. So,
Mm-hmm.
healthy snacking was taking pace during that time, and of course, over the period of time, it gained more popularity as people became more conscious of their eating habits. So
Mm.
that was actually a unique time to get into the US market with the authentic, nutrition products that we got from India.
Okay, thank you. And I want to ask one question. Why did you pick up area, healthy snack area for the first time to build new business? There are many options, but why?
Yeah. So, Taisho, the healthy snacking market in the US is pretty large. And
Okay.
in general, if you look at the eating habits of people, irrespective of their, work profile,
Mm-hmm.
snacking is an integral part of everyone's day-to-day activity.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're traveling, if you're sitting in your office, if you're
So
on
it's
the way.
daily life. So they need
Exactly.
healthy snack very often. It's important thing. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I like sushi, but sushi is a little bit difficult to eat every day.
Yeah, exactly. And also sushi has, of course, sushi is a great dish to
Thank you.
have, but at the same time, it has a very limited shelf life as well. You cannot really transport it across
Yes.
geographies, and it has to be really made fresh and consumed it right then and there. So the health snacks that we offer, of course, we identified that it's a large market. Plus, these are very authentic snacks, which has also got a very good shelf life without adding any color or preservative. So, that was the main part that, we really wanted to offer some authentic products to people in the US.
Makes sense. And especially, I understand your team tried to provide very authentic, healthy snack, but especially focusing on people who love yoga. Why did you pick up this area? People who are addicted to yoga or love yoga.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is actually a good question. And, during our journey while offering these products in the US, a lot of people ask this.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, so Taisho, you know what? There are about 60 million yoga practitioners in the US. Now, the interesting part is they are not really aware of what should they really consume post their yoga practice. So in the last couple of years, what we did was we worked with a lot of yoga studios across the country. We interacted with them, we met them, we sent our products to them, got their feedback about, what do they think about this snack. We surveyed on what kind of products do they consume after their workout, after their yoga. And, what we realized is they were really not aware, they were really not conscious of what they were eating after their yoga practice. And that's where the kind of snack, which is a popped water lily seed, which is roasted, which is not fried, which is very minimally processed, which is, plant-based, gluten-free, with a lot of goodness using natural functionalities. So this was the primary reason that, we identified that we have a target audience, we have a set of people who want to consume some good health snacks post their yoga practice, but they were really not aware of what should they consume. So for example, one of our products has got antioxidants, which is 1.5 times of blueberries. If you do a gram to gram comparison between blueberries and the popped water lily seeds, the popped water lily seeds has 1.5 times more antioxidants as compared to a blueberry. So, we really surveyed on what kind of nutrition people really wanted to have after their yoga practice.
I see. But it's very important thing to understand the consumer's experience. So after finishing yoga, they want to eat something, what type of food are suitable for them. Probably you try to understand this type of needs and situation. How did you try to research this process?
So it was a pretty expensive process for us. The reason being, we practically sent out a lot of products to individual yoga practitioners, people practicing at yoga studios. We sent out some samples. We offered them those products. We hosted them on podcasts. We surveyed them. We met them. We really understood as to what do they think about this product. And, we really got that primary information from people on the ground. And, that really helped us identifying that right taste palette, that right flavor profile, because a lot of our previous snacks were very spicy. So, it was really difficult for yogis in the US to really, have that. So we had one of our flavors, which a person, once consumed, and, that person was full of tears and, because it was a lot of chili inside it. But, eventually we understood the right flavor profile, the spice levels, and worked on it, made those fine tunings, and then evolved as a brand that could offer that right palette to the yogis.
Thank you. And how many samples did you share to yoga studio or something?
So we sampled with about 800 to 1000 yogis across various parts of the country, right from, East Coast to West Coast,
okay.
Midwest as well, Texas, parts of Florida, New York, New Jersey, California. So
Amazing,
it was
amazing.
all over. Yeah.
And did you go to physical yoga studio in person?
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
really? How
Yeah.
many studios did you go?
So, both myself and my co-founder Prasoon, so we used to travel often to the US, and we used to make it a point that whenever we are there, we meet them in person, understand their in-person feedback, that primary feedback. That really helped us, you know, evolve to a good product.
Hmm?
Because when you get that first-hand experience from the consumer, you really understand the psychology behind their consumption pattern. Really understand that what kind of nutrition do they really want to consume. So this really helped us, and we traveled extensively in the US and got that feedback. So
Okay.
that was pretty helpful for the brand.
And before I ask you to explain your product, last question. What type of role do you take in your team? I understand you have co-founder, but I guess your role and co-founder's role are a little bit different role. Which type of role do you pick up and do you delegate to your co-founder?
Yeah. So both Prasoon and I complement each other in understanding, what kind,
Mhm.
what role suits us the best at what time. We of course
Mhm.
intersect roles, but since I was pretty much extensively traveling to the US, so I took up the sales role, building
Sales
those,
role.
yeah,
Mhm.
sales and marketing, building those relationships with people in the US, under talking to consumers, talking to buyers there of various retail stores,
Makes sense.
meeting people from the yoga industry, understanding what kind of snacks are really present at the shelves, what is the price point, what are the flavor profiles, so that that research, that understanding of having that right price point for our snacks in the US. So I was being there and build those relationships. So
Okay,
yeah.
what does your co-founder take role?
Yeah, so he was here at the back end, and he was making sure of all the making sure about all the supply chain in place. So
Supply chain.
yeah, so the raw materials that we procure are authentically sourced from this place called Bihar, which is in India. So he took up that challenge of meeting those farmers in Bihar, having that right entire supply chain in place, right, both in terms of product packaging, having that right understanding of what should be the price point, all the manufacturing cost, overheads, the freight cost of moving the consignment to the US. So he took care of all the tasks at the back end in terms of supply chain and
Got it.
operations. Yeah.
It's very good combination, and thank you for sharing about your team. I envy a little bit your team. It's a good team, and I have already talked with Prasoon too. He's a nice guy too. So thank you for sharing your team, and not only me, but also other listeners that check this YouTube channel. Probably they are interested in your product that your team built. So could you explain your product? Sharing the e-commerce site too. So could you share it?
Absolutely. Yeah, let me please share my screen as well. And I am really glad to be on this podcast and help your audience also to learn about the type of products that we have. So thank you so much once again for that. So, yeah, is
I
my
can
screen
see it.
awesome? So we have a range of products. The product primarily is a crunchy lotus puff, which is made of these water lily seeds. So this is, as I mentioned, that this is primarily grown in this area called Bihar, which is in the northeastern part of India. And these are primarily the 4 products that we currently have in the US under the brand name FoodYoga. So our website is foodyoga.shop, and the products that we have are 4 different flavors with 4 different functionalities. So we have a sweet chili flavor that has 6 grams of protein in a 40-gram pack. So, it really keeps you full for your protein requirement. Then we have another flavor, which is pink salt flavor, that is, rich in antioxidants. So when as I previously talked about, if we do the gram to gram comparison, if you take 10 grams of blueberries and 10 grams of popped lotus seeds, which are these lotus puffs, you will have 1.5 times more antioxidants in these lotus puffs as compared to the blueberries. So this is the second functionality that we have in our pink salt flavor. Then we have a very popular flavor called dill pickle. Have you ever tried dill pickle flavor, Taisho?
No, I haven't listened this flavor. I didn't know.
So dill pickle is a pretty popular flavor in the US. There are a lot of chips and various nuts and all that are available in this flavor. So again, based on the feedback and surveys that we did, dill pickle came out to be a popular flavor for the US audience. So we came up with.
Okay, Dhawal, could you put the button order now?
Sorry?
Could you put order now button? Push the button. You share screen, and I can see the button of order now. Could you put the button?
Is this better?
Yeah. How to say? No. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. Yes, here. Yes. Push.
Order now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. No, actually, this is not a clickable button, but this is just a banner.
Oh, really? Okay, I misunderstand. I thought this is button, but could you share the price or more specific information about this product?
Of course.
Can see your screen, but
of course. So these products that we have got are 1.4 ounce packs, which is priced at $5. So it's priced at $4.99. And so we have, as I mentioned, that we have 4 different flavors, 4 different functionalities, and all these flavors have got that, that unique taste and unique functionality. Okay. So for example, our dill pickle flavor has got this functionality of probiotics. So, people who like to consume or who are in need of consuming probiotics, this is the ideal product for them. The 4th flavor that we have got is a sweet cinnamon flavor that has ashwagandha. So, ashwagandha is a popular herb that helps you in relieving stress.
Relieving stress. So yoga, people who are interested in yoga, probably they want to relieve stress.
Exactly. So so the last flavor that we have got is on a sweeter side, which is a sweet cinnamon flavor. So I mean, we have these 4 flavors. So the idea is, so we have recently got onboarded with this largest distributor in the US called UNFI. So through UNFI, we are building our distribution network in the northeastern part of the US, the physical retail distribution. And that's how we are trying to help yogis with the right nutrition.
Amazing. And yogi people, I want to ask one question. This product has positive effect of probiotics, but yoga lovers are interested in probiotics. Is it right?
That's right.
I see.
Yeah. And the interesting part is, all these products are completely plant-based. These are gluten-free. The best part is these are very minimally processed, unlike other snacks that we have in the market that are, deep fried or that has lot of corn.
Yeah, very processed food.
Yeah. So of course, this is a processed food, but this is very minimally processed, made with all the natural ingredients, no artificial preservatives, no added colors. So, it's a pretty clean snack.
Makes sense. And for the first time you try to sell this product online, your role is mainly sales and marketing, and Prasoon is focusing on manufacturing and supply chain, building supply chain process. So I want to ask one question. Who built this e-commerce site for the first time?
Yeah. So, Taisho, we have an in-house team for all our individual verticals. So
I see.
we have an e-commerce team in place that, does all the banners, the A+ content, of course, this is made on Shopify. So whatever those inputs are required, we have an in-house team for that. We have
do you have this team in India or in
That's right. Yeah, we have this team in India. Yeah. And at our facility, we have our in-house team of quality as well, and the R&D also. So the manufacturing facility that we have is FSSC 22000 certified facility. It's an FDA facility, FDA approved facility. So, whatever hygiene and risk standards are expected to be maintained for, adhering to the good manufacturing practices in the industry, so that we are, pretty much taking care of. So all this happens here in India, and the distribution both offline and online is in the US.
I see, but it's a nice try, this type of challenge. I respect you as one entrepreneur, you and Prasoon. It is because I guess it's very hard to cross border India and US and building some products based in India. After that, trying to understand consumer needs in the States and try to build new channel in the States. So how often do you go to India? How many days do you stay in India? How many days do you stay in the States?
Yeah. So, so both Prasoon and I keep on traveling to the US, and, we make sure that we are there for at least 5 to 6 months physically present in the US. So, that really helps us maintain those relationships with our customers.
So half a year in the States, half a year in India. Is it right?
India. That's right.
I see, half and a half. Okay, got it. Co-founder, your co-founder, is it the situation is same or a little bit different? For example, Prasoon go back, stay in India more than you or not?
Sorry, please come again. I didn't get this question.
Okay. Your co-founder, Prasoon, does he stay more longer time than you in India? He stays.
Yes, that's right.
India.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, the reason being, as I mentioned, that he looks after a lot of, manufacturing and supply chain activities back here. So, meeting farmers, meeting our vendors in India. So that's the reason he spends some time here and to take care of the operations part.
Got it. So thank you for sharing, explain your product. It's very intriguing. So, and probably, is it right? Your team tried to collect money from investor. Is it right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good question for, young entrepreneurs like all of us who are trying to build some brand across the globe. So, raising money is, of course, important. But you also need to understand that, when is the right time to raise money, and that money is expected to be utilized for what all activities. So that's a very important question to ask, for the founders to really have that understanding, because raising money, of course, is an important activity, but raising money from right people is also important. It's not
from right people. I see.
Yeah.
Who is the right people? Could you explain right people?
Yeah. So, people who really believe in you, who can really add value. So, of course, there are two people. There are people who will believe in you in your initial phase, who are there to support you, who have really seen your journey, who understand that, there is a massive potential in this particular, product, in this particular industry, brand. That is one. Plus, you also need to have some investors on board who not only help you with money, but also their network and understanding about having that right strategy for the execution. Because raising money, of course, is one part, but everything boils down to execution. What should be your distribution strategy? What should be your marketing strategy? Who are your initial right partners to work with in terms of retail? Who are your real brand ambassadors? Who are those initial first customers that will pick you and support you in your journey? So it is really important to really identify those right people who can be with your journey in the long term, and believe both in your product as well as the founder and the team itself.
Thank you for telling us. It's very intriguing. And have you already collected money from angel investors or something?
Yeah. So, we are in the middle of raising our, angel round of $400,000 already, and already have raised some money and hoping to close this round in the next, 1.5 to 2 months. That will help us fuel the growth for the next 8 to 10 months. So, yeah, we are already in the middle of that.
Thank you. And this channel, a bunch of entrepreneurs and investors check this YouTube channel. So probably the information that you shared are very useful for them. So, well, thank you for telling us. And if you have something that you want to tell on this YouTube channel for entrepreneurs and investors, do you have something that you want to share for them?
Absolutely. So, first of all, I would like to thank you, Taisho, once again for hosting me on this podcast, and to all your audience who are in the CPG space of entrepreneurship, investing and all. So, the market that we have identified is pretty large market in the US, having a population of about 60 million yoga practitioners. So, in the last 2.5, 3 years, the hard work that we have put in is now giving us those results. We have our distribution in place, we have our marketing in place. So now is the time that, with the requisite capital that we are seeking to raise, I am happy to welcome your audience to engage with us, have that conversation, understand about the product, understand about our journey, and how both of us can, potentially collaborate and make this a large brand and help yoga practitioners in the US and then globally to consume those right snacks and get a better living. So, yeah, thank you so much once again.
Yeah, thank you to all. So after finishing this recording YouTube movie, we indicate his product website and the LinkedIn information on our YouTube channel. So please reach out to him casually. Thank you, Dhawal.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much, Taisho, once again, and wonderful meeting you. And I wish you all the best for your future podcast as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. Bye-bye.